So today we're talking about something that might surprise a few people: character sales rankings in Honkai Star Rail. And no, I'm not talking about meta-tier lists or how strong someone is in the simulated universe. I'm talking about how well a character's banner is expected to sell, based on internal projections that have started to surface through leaks. But interestingly enough, when you put them next to the kits we've seen from the recent beta tests, a pattern starts to emerge, especially when we look at characters like Feainon and the new Dan Heng form, both of whom look absolutely broken based on their current kits. Save up to 23% on the Casteries banner at lootbar.gg. All you need is your UID and server. The link is in the description. About a month ago, we got early expectations for characters like Hyacinth, Cypher, and Feainon. Now we've got more for Anaxa, My Day, and the new form of Dan Heng. And the moment I saw the S+ tier ranking for Feainon and A tier for Dan Heng SP, I knew we had to talk about this. Because these aren't just throwaway projections. There's actually some pretty strong alignment between how interesting their kits are and how much hype they're getting. Just so we're all on the same page, these rankings aren't about how powerful a character is in combat. They're predictions about how much money their banner will make. That usually ties into design, popularity, kit uniqueness, and synergy potential, not raw damage values or how fast they clear Memory of Chaos. Here's the current breakdown. Hyacinth is sitting at B tier. Cypher was given a C tier. Anaxa, the new Wind Erudition unit, is way down in D tier. My Day made it to B tier, while Dan Heng's new Fire Preservation form landed at A tier. And Feainon, all the way at the top, S+. So, do those sales rankings make sense based on what we've seen? Actually, yeah, they do. Hyacinth is a speed-scaling healer with a potential revive in her kit. It's niche, and it feels like a very specific playstyle. She's not flashy, she's not a must-pull. So a B-tier ranking tracks. It's solid, but not screaming top seller. Then we have Cypher, a Quantum Nihility DPS who relies on follow-up attacks and records team damage. It's complex, it's experimental, and it doesn't have mass appeal. C tier makes perfect sense. Cool concept, but likely to scare off casual players. Anaxa, sitting at D tier, might be the most obvious one. He's an AoE Wind Erudition unit, and his kit looks extremely basic. Nothing new, nothing flashy, no hook. Just another Erudition character with AoE splash, the kind of unit you forget even launched. D tier almost feels generous. My Day, on the other hand, brings something a little different. He's an imaginary destruction unit who consumes his own HP and uses taunt mechanics. Not meta-breaking, but at least it's a unique angle. You can see why he's placed in B tier, interesting enough to grab attention, but probably not moving mountains. Now let's get to the real stars. Dan Heng's new Fire Preservation form is honestly such a smart rework. He's no longer just a Wind Hunt DPS. This version shields allies, scales off HP, and provides team-wide protection. It's the kind of shift that immediately opens him up to a whole new set of team comps. And the Fire Element plus Preservation Path combo, that's right on trend with what current content favors: sustain, survivability, and flexibility. Combine that with his popularity and that glow-up in both visuals and role identity, and you've got an A-tier sales expectation that feels earned. He's not just safe, he's useful, and that means he'll sell well. But the real monster here is Feainon, physical destruction, and already being talked about like he's the next most broken unit. He ramps up over time with a self-buffing stack mechanic that encourages skillful play, timing your actions to maximize output. He's single-target focused, but insanely strong in what he does. And here's where it gets interesting. So suddenly you've got a power fantasy unit who fits right into the strongest meta setups. His design is striking, his kit screams high damage, and the playstyle actually rewards skill. All of that together, that's the formula that gets banners to S+. No surprise there. So, what does all this mean for your Stellar Jades? These expected rankings aren't a guarantee, but they've been lining up really well with what we're seeing in the kits. Heng SP is looking like a very safe, broadly applicable pick, especially if you're into flexible team building or you need defensive utility. He's the kind of character who makes your account smoother to play. Feainon, though, he's the big one. He looks like a potential meta staple, and if you're a damage chaser or just want that high-impact carry feel, he's probably worth saving up for. What do you think? Are you planning to pull for Heng SP because of the support potential? Or are you holding out for Feainon and those massive physical damage numbers? Drop a comment and let me know. Save up to 23% on the Casteries banner at lootbar.gg. All you need is your UID and server. The link is in the description.